ayeKa so yesu utu okrafo a otu momone sofo ye nuanom so ye hwe ye kasa so yi awose yesu yetu Abronye fo ma yenye ye ho say because NDC fo ye bi yesu ye be ye bi
Abusia ene Dr. Stephen Amwa wakeka nsem bi watoto bia ma na eye Abronye yi pa wo Abronye nsensem a wakeka mpanyimfo wadi o matem a ene edena kwa kopim e wo remand no Sticka say Abronye nsensem ni bi wo hono a e waso no ankasa ni party members na ye MPP fo ankasa etna sepa na wo condemn nsem ni bi o kai o say the fact say Ghana e practice democracy ni kire say ono Abronye ne emfa ho so onidi mpanyimfo e wo kurum ha na matem Abronye didi mpanyimfo bebre na atem o kurum ha odidi lawyer judge for atem odidi asofo for atem say ono ankasa ni kolikura o ye Kennedy Japan a oni ni nyina e free eye party ba ko MPP mo no bobo modi anso e de o mu nyina atem a eni Stephen Amwa say sansensem na Abronye eye no enya de say efa kwa mu yi kra no okoso etu Ghana fo nyina afo say the fact say Ghana practice democracy ni nkire say freedom of speech na e ka ho ansam no obetimi asori na yes we do bi atem saa no fo ho de emra e okurum ha enu ka say nipa kro no tenase na mpanyimfo e okurum ha no omo na obedi o matem o ka ansam nyina wi echi no osan bomodia esre eye President John Dramani Mahama say omomodia no mfa ne na ensi for say ono so wo ma na daachi bi no e bi ono so mabetimi akwa kansem bi a say e bia power besesa na ne mano so akwa nsem bi a say no so e dia ho kire ne abenisi ebebro no so ne manyina
ma NDC for nwi se OMAN we e wo monko ade a omo remfi se 92 omo ba bam 8 years later omo lusi MPP ba bam 8 years later e lusi enti uye bibia na wahwe ni cause wi ase de obedua no na betwa mo wase yentu ye hofo na ye nuanom NDC fuoi menka se so obi didi o mampanyi atema eye mitimi didi o mampanyi me yonkokora no sabi me de mani so ahyepa ba me nidi panyin atem na ye political be mfi aduasa edi ebi amfom so okora no mankase ya mepachew ba me se me di panyin bi atem me nye wiase mu da obi ane ha ositie ba ivi obi mpo kasete ye panyin bi aye homra kwan so wontimi nchi nipa no nkohye baabi asif se ese afekura de se ye ma bail na ya mpa de a omra ne Ghana ha no ohwe ye loss na edi ene ye ma bail treasonable offenses murder and no cry yama bill say what you say and now we share constitution na ye wo I think it's article 14 I stand to be corrected period within which any kwaso mo obi shem eche extra
48 hours no
what you say any kwaso o man yesa enti mesre say e wo se hye nyema because we are say e wo no eto de so pam ohufu wa oto ne beba minim de make atma say de omo ye de betumi aduru baabi ebi a omo mpe de tosu mienu we ekosu nyina international bodies ni hwe and our country has become the world or the globe has become a small village 107.3 and because of global interactions in esa niema no uye bibia ye hwe ye rate oman no investors hwe we num nyina because investors etimi translate analyze say oman rule of law here adwuma na
okay
Woma omudi omusika no majapade akese companies ko countries bi omuhwe ne ma bebere because ohun say rule of law no anya adwuma yi a na wa shift ko if be property entrenchment property entrenchment na wo emrem no e kire say oman ne oman a mifimi krosu na be majapade wo ha na bibisi a oman no bebo me ne me property ho baya na enti atoda omuhwe ne ma ekoso oman no a no say kro we one share na wunya asema omumra no omuni so papa nti omumfama see all these things have economic impact
investor confidence where you are
ni nyina ka ho bi it affect FDI it affects external investment it affect a lot of things about because I had a investment here didi agro I do a lot of works for other foreign investors one work no oh yeah mo investment appraisal na and a business plan oh yemo man here dia ya no bia ne za no eni mo hwe ansa no mo move to other countries no one of them a political risk Within the political risk, these are some of the definitional elements or components or underlying variables they look at, or independent variables. Or mine emra saying, emran omudim omwomra, coming cabiman, sovereignty. Now sovereignty there, a state na autocracy or na in fact, how did they exercise their laws? It won't be standing here some croway or trama, emra ye juma. It is be crani bumia. All these things are very important. It's necessary. The next thing, a reputational risk. Or many munyam. Yeah, can send any power any munyam no. Or mine in a way, a artificial person. Send your company artificial person. It is your crisis of a country. I will be a case. And we are seeing oh Ghana, a dear Ghana, I just see a power back say the entrenchment of our democracy.
Yes.
Especially within West Africa.
Kabi mami kabi no.
Exactly. Be respect you. Yeni o ayemu ya hu. Ghana, unama. See a African countries, mako bebre mako Djibouti, mako South Africa, mako bebre African countries in fact mako bebre not that e bia medwamanu. Mako Morocco nu nyina na yakaso ye Ghana ni a enye easy. Me koya me masters wo UK. And now, you're professor back home, your discussions, but not turning to informal grow. And I'm saying, let me be an castle. Me, where we are, hey, you have to take care of me. Second, so how do you say I grow? But also, I thought you were a Ghanaian. Or now you are becoming no mentioned country, be West Africa. Abronye or my Ghana. And so, me casa na yes are grown. I say, Stephen, I thought you were a Ghanaian. And now you are from this country.
Oh, taking it serious.
Oh, I'm finding too serious. But to show the respect they have for us, the preference, the dignity they accord us with. What you say? Probably some level of trust they have in us as compared to the country I'm talking about. Country me money West Africa. They study a lot about us. Mesri minu mendisi for. Ye nipa baako. So obi no nya adwena ensese utieti an fa hodi so. So waye bibi na mfata emra ne de. You see the law is no respecter of any person. The law doesn't really care about one's social status or one's domain or segment along the social stratification, whether you are rich or poor, whether you are colossal or dwarf, whether you are from the rural or urban area, whether you are well educated or not, whether you are you are whatever it is in society. Once the law catches you or catches up, I mean you are subject to the law. It has to be equally. And I say, when it comes to justice, there's a problem when the people that are being governed, the distribution of justice is not being done equally among those governed. It's also one of the maxims of equity in law. What do I say? When it comes to say, ye nyina ofia, ya hyehyɛ mmara. Mmara ne say, okɔ washroom ohoronsa. Oba fa sanitizer ye wonsa. Osuo de omfanye. Emran mfanye ba me ma anya ni amam suspension. What it means is that justice is not being fairly and equally or equitably distributed among the governed.
Selective justice.
And that is very dangerous. Into me the mesre me pacho. And painful be okra to da anya president no. O ma famra ashe ba me gidi say the way MPP for aye dede Ghana for nyina aye dede ba na de President Mahama wate. And I beg him, or about 2-3 years to leave office. Ya pesi enya state manner. Me nya ndisi ni die, ba mpena some respect no. Onya legacy a ni din no yamfa niam bi antata ho. We dey ayi leader e beta ho, but e be kofom. Se na no man panyi kufo to hui. E dey anya obi a na beka no asem papa, but a lot of the people, even some NDC people respect him. Ba man panyi anhwe ya obeja niam bebre. Who janonso no so wa abusuafo wo ma obi anye o mo hwe, but you might not know when
Omo be
fum obi. Ne de kakra me kan kusie no. Ba ye kan so yeso utu okrafo a o tu mo ne sofo ye nuanom so yen hwe ye kasa so yi yen hwe ye kasa yi. I think say we are getting into a lot of modernized kind of ecosystem and be eba kasa bi so ho a enye mama me yan kasa we kan ti we anka enye but the facts will be akasa mpa enye no and the entity amenye se kasa bi okro ni akro ani obi atem
ba ko de ekra de post Doomsday is back no de or any say billboard no de mampani mfonyini territory
oh na so de ntia mra bia ana eno so etia mra menye law no nya bibia na mennim enye omampani de enye fe but we de senkanya atimdidi ana we atimdidi ene ese di ayi nanado atemi de ene ese kufu ade ko bechi obi atum ogana ensem ye kegu nanado so no I am unprecedented in the political history of this country. I am unprecedented. It's mesre. Nkrofo nyai kasa emfata no. Na afi so aban no so woteso no. Afi de eya doso. Say if other people feel that there is no legal protection, they are not enjoying the needed democratic dispensation. They are not protected. Their fundamental human rights are being breached. There's something called natural inertia.
I know see you
Natural inertia, and they say OBM, no, there's a default defensive mechanism. There can't be a default defensive mechanism. What you say is open massam respecting. Nyamin pen will be an enemy to your shows. Ebi ame ho ade, meeting my ball back up to form. But ebedru baby no, the natural inertia in you, the default defensive mechanism in you can trigger your adrenaline. One idea obey wahano. And then the dukraba assembly. And when that thing becomes collective, a very dangerous for any society. It does a level now. So you for intimim microphone.
Nipa 20 na be queen.
There be intimimpo. Etimamo me knew that level. Ghana has gone so far to come back. Or too far to come back. Sorry. Ghana. Nyamia ya dum ya dodo ya ho NDC ni MPP ya nuanom maintain ho ase in terms of ideology, political ideas, processes, the way I want you person obu oman. The major difference between MPP and NDC and one say omo in economics they adopt contractional fiscal policies most of the times. We adopt expansionary. Into the private sector
and the move mine.
Into the tax be bree. Ye try say ye be boa private sector no ankro no ma bie bebre no ma fa nkrofo NDC social democrat ye more of nkrofo bi a nkom de pa oba bibi to say jurisprudence in law ye wo say then something principle justice or say principle of justice so whatever ye to each according to your work into in can people there no by NDC Diana come there to each according to his need. Eti ka NDC for no there. Omo ban no omo ebejeje to bebre. Na aban na nka ye hia for nhyehyeye no. Free water, free this, free that, free that. We ba talk to them mention. Eti ka kapo omo kura na nka so manipa ho to no mo. Minister dey make out say eti ka na ye sharp difference between you and omo. Ntin ye kan ideologies. Now where the baby I could do say there. I say NDC for a yaje. This Trump card that say record whatever say NDC there. Umnyaba bema. Oh yeah, I say soja buying ko papa. Oh yeah, I say soja buying no. Who say I we say duabana da so wom. Wom kakra.
Say yes ayi cotton
oh dear but that cotton here they go to a lot of genetic friend is genetic cytosis so can be say those things oben say go to processes genetics odias recessive and recessive and then dominant cells So they go into those levels. We say tia na ten changing behavior. Into your first anchor, my friend social metamorphosis.
Okay.
By now the second this year go through that social metamorphosis. Say your dream rebia. Come in cabinet say ye juma. Nanya sebi macho. Mechu ami mo bi nhu. Enu obi so okwe cool ye be ne day. Ene kura se Ghana wo hwe a ye mra no criminal law ye yi death penalty free.
Yeah.
Constitution na ye nyim free mu. Enti no kura create some controversial space bi a I think say very soon because I said this a may home statement in parliament. Ni check it because constitution hasn't dealt away with that when it comes to treason.
In the case of Abronye, ne lawyer honorable Kojo Ponkroma edin komo no.
Say me say we a short. Say me ye na ye ka economy no. How dey ka Kojo dey bi.
O say omunya even access to Abronye. Any dangerous.
Ene na ma ne yehu minim ade Abronye konye ye. Ebi a okasetia obi. Okasetia panyin bi. Okasa ade enye mremase ye chi no. Ba me nyini so obi kasetia obi na nya. Say no see ye no.
Okay. Mira.
Dia make out myself.
Meto asepa.
Emra no ma no ho kwan. Say dem ko kan I think article 14.
Yes.
Emma no ho kwan say or say ni liberty emma no say be bail ana me boa. Otiase ye na no ko gina asem bia. Ne ye hweso aye boni bia. Na sa asotwe bi o ha ana ye be pardon na. But the omu ye die ese Abronye akoso meda.
Okay.
Ana say why treasonable offense bi. But ye cancel no. I will see you to Abronye for. Ma yenye ho say because NDC for ye be yes ye be. Make that kind of politics and I want to shy away from.
Okay.
So that we can really develop this country and build the needed resilience not only in the area of our economy but in our social setup. Develop a very healthy, a very strong, resilient ecosystem that among ourselves we can ensure healthy and very progressive interactions between us. And among us. I think it's very important.
Engine be kaya ane Abronye eda so eda reminder NPP for abomodi anso aye press conference just could you hanen crofo aye home press conference o nyina e kaseti ase Abronye aye cheno no enya de se etwa ye kra
where our party led by the council for our chairman Abronye Kojo Ponkroma filed for bail application, which the Attorney General was duly served, and today was fixed for the hearing of the bail application. Indeed, we knew and we were told that per the electronic allocation, the case was to be heard at the criminal court 2. So this morning, we went to the criminal court 2. After some few minutes, our lawyer, Kojo Ponkroma, told us that, surprisingly, the case has been moved from where officially it was allocated to a different court, to our dismay. And indeed, as at Friday, we are aware that the docket was sent to the criminal court too. So as to why the case was moved to a different court is something that is mind-boggling. And we are aware it's part of the gymnastics by the system to frustrate the bail application. But be as is may, the registrar, Somutu, decided to move the case to a different court with the excuse that it was an error. How can electronic allocation of a case be an error? And in correcting it, the registrar manually decided to move it to a different court. But however, guided by the principle of due process, our lawyer and the team moved to the new court, which is the General Jurisdiction Court 2, Court 3. And our application was moved. But however, the Attorney General's office opposed to the application. In fact, they rather said that they wanted the case to be adjourned so that they can study the procedure to be in the position to advise, which our counsel objected to it. That since they have been served 6 clear days definitely they must have read the proceedings and be in the position to respond.